Chapter 7, which is on business management. Again, this is a continuation of Unit 2 on owning and operating a business. So Section 7.1 is talking about the management functions. Our objectives for this section are to be able to describe the overall purpose of management and discuss the 4 functions of management. So let's give a brief introduction to what management is. For entrepreneurs who start and run a business by themselves, they're not having to manage other people because it's usually just them. However, if the firm has employees, then some type of management plan needs to be in place in order to make sure it's running effectively. So we have the 4 processes of managing, or the 4 functions of management: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. What management does is help keep businesses focused on setting and meeting goals efficiently and effectively so that a profit can be made. Management refers to the people in charge of running a business. And managers need to have a thorough understanding of the business operations. The 4 functions of management, again, are planning. Planning is always the first step. Then organizing. Organizing allows managers to lead and control people and activities to get the work done. Leading involves providing guidance to employees, and controlling means involves measuring how the business performs to ensure that financial and operational goals are met. Let's look at these 4 functions in greater depth. So planning, it's the act or process of creating goals and objectives as well as the strategies to meet them. It involves figuring out what resources are needed and what standards must be met. Organizing and staffing. Getting the resources arranged in an orderly and functional way to accomplish the goals or objective would be part of organizing. A manager must organize people, work, processes, and equipment so that the work is well coordinated. And they're responsible for making sure that employees have all the tools needed to do their jobs well. So an organizational chart looks very similar to this. You have a top-level manager. So the top-level manager is usually the one responsible for setting the goals and planning for the future, so that planning function. He or she will lead and control the work of others. And in larger corporations, this could be more than one person. You can have more than one top-level manager. You could have a CEO, a president, a vice president of some sort. Then you have middle management. Middle management carries out the decisions of top management. They're responsible for various departments in a business. They're responsible for the organizing function as well as the leading and controlling the work of others functions. And although they do some planning, they're usually carrying out the decisions made by the top. And lastly, you have your operational manager. This person is responsible for the daily operations of the business. So positions like supervisors, office managers, crew leaders, those are examples of an operational manager. They often do some planning and organizing, but their main duties are overseeing workers and meeting deadlines, so the leading and controlling functions. Leading and controlling. So leading function is more than just giving orders. It means providing direction and vision. A leader needs to set standards such as deadlines and sales quotas so the employees know their goals and have something to work towards. They delegate work, enforce policies, oversee time management, provide feedback on employees' works, and resolve conflict. So a good leader needs to be a people person, to be able to deal with providing effective feedback on someone and resolving conflict between employees. And finally, the controlling function. Controlling means keeping the company on track and making sure the goals are met. You keep track of the budget, the schedule, and the quality of the product or services. You monitor employees and review their performance according to standards. Taking corrective action when goals are not met. And it also means monitoring customer satisfaction. And that is section 7.1.